hookup culture is one of the most talked about trend of our generation. For some, it's seen as a freedom, a way to explore, connect and live without emotional attachment. Okay, but for others, it feels like a trap that leaves people used, feeling hurt and emotionally empty. So many who find themselves in this lifestyle didn't even plan for it. That's just it. And some we are influenced by social media, peer pressure, and personal pain. So this discussion takes a closer look at the real truth behind hookup culture. Is it freedom, survival, or self-deception in disguise? Hello, everybody. I still remember your girl, EJ, the host for the Lifestyle Show. Thank you all very much for the love, for the support. Special shout out to all our amazing followers. If you haven't followed the Lifestyle playlist, please do follow us on Newer TV YouTube. Like, subscribe, and keep sharing. Once again, you all are welcome. On today's topic, we'll be talking about hookup culture, redefining freedom and modern love. Now, I would want to give a little explanation of hookup. It is the same as, sex or sexual experience between the male and female gender. Only that the difference is there isn't any expectation, okay? There isn't any affection. It is just free. And in most cases, money is involved, okay? With me in the studio are two lovely people that are going to be helping us talk about this very topic. I have with me here Miss Doreen, right? Did I pronounce it right?
No, Dosres.
Dosres.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Dosres. Miss Dosres, what, sorry?
Miss Dosres Christine.
Okay.
And I am a psychologist and an educator.
Thank you very much,
it's nice to be here.
It's very nice to have you again. Thank you for joining us. And hello, sir, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks. I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing well, thank you. Please, do you mind introducing yourself?
Sure. My name is Paul Pito. I'm an English coach and also a conference interpreter.
All right, sir, thank you for joining us.
So good to be here.
All right. Now, let's dive deep into the topic proto. So, my first question to you, Miss... hi, Jesus. Christine, thank you. Okay, if hookups, okay, if they are about freedom, why do people still end up feeling empty, used and disconnected afterwards?
Okay, so if hookups are about freedom, why, after hooking up, I still feel empty, disconnected, or even used?
Yes.
Right? I would say that, as you just say, hookup is sexual intercourse with somebody maybe you haven't known before, or the person, and with no expectation.
Yes,
so
please.
I would say, first of all, is for real there is no expectation. You don't even have to feel empty or anything like that after hooking up. So that means that underneath there is something that you expect more than just sexual satisfaction, right?
Okay.
Because we humans are made for connection. We are made for connection since the beginning. That's how we work. Society grows through connections, and it's always beyond those casual maybe sexual intercourse or those casual meeting. Everybody at a certain point needs to connect to somebody in a certain deep way to be able to feel maybe useful. For example, if I have friends, I have family, I have maybe a husband or a boyfriend, I would like to feel that my presence in the life of that person is bringing something.
Okay.
Right? But I don't know, every human being has that experience. Even if you are, I don't care type too much. Even if you are that kind, there are some people that you still care about, what they think about you, what you bring or at the table in their life, what they even bring to you. So I would just say that hookup culture is there, but it can never overtake or take the place of human relationships and human connections.
Do you have anything to say with regards to what she said?
Yeah.
Or do you have anything to say to oppose what she has said?
Actually, I just wanted to say that it will be very difficult to undertake such an action and not expect something.
Okay.
Actually.
So in other words, you're countering what she has said.
Yes.
Okay.
Not really, but what I'm trying to say is it's a kind of illusion that people have when they say, well, just casual. I'm not expecting anything else. Because as you said it, at the end of the day, the person feels used.
Yes.
Why? Because deep down, the person was looking for something while, engaging in that kind of relationship. So that's what I can say for now.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So are people really choosing hookup out of free will? Or are they being influenced by loneliness, fear, peer pressure, or social media trends?
Well, I would say both. Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Because as I said it earlier, someone might think that because he or she feels that she has to satisfy a kind of emotion, a desire, a kind of desire, the person might, be trapped in that tendency, looking for reward. So when it happens that at the end of the day, the person finds out that, well, what I was looking actually for is not really what I've got. I feel used. So I think there is that pressure also that comes from the society, from watching, for example, movies. People watch movies, and then what they don't understand is that at the end of the day, it ends up influencing your understanding and your perception of life.
How? In what way? I'm interested. In what way does social media influence us to want to begin going into hookup? Is it because are we going into it because we want to make money to belong? I need some specifics while you're talking.
Let me
please.
explain.
Yes, please.
First of all, I noticed that kind of life in a movie. Okay. Because we are in Africa and our culture here is quite a bit different. So if we can notice those kind of habits in our society, it means it came from somewhere.
Okay.
Even if we can't say that it was directly imported, but when you consider young people who are now almost on social medias watching movies, so you can watch a movie in which you see such a life, and then unconsciously you will be tempted to reproduce that.
Okay.
Maybe before that, if they ask you, are you okay to sleep with someone you barely know or you've just met, you say no. This is nonsense. But if you see that many times on TV or serials, you will tend to think this is a normal life, and you will end up reproducing that. So that's why I say it's also it comes from social media.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Ryan, go a little bit deeper from where he stopped. I want to understand how we are being influenced by social media, particularly TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, to want to go into hookup. What should lead to that? I want to know.
I think it's not just social media, but social media together with peer pressure, So social media does not just influence us alone. But for example, there is something maybe I noticed a trend online. I sent to my friends, right? Yeah, that's my peers. We are together. So I'm like, okay, this is the new thing that's happening. How do you see it? Okay, do you think we should try it? Maybe, and you see people like, we are in a society right now, we are in a generation that loves trends.
Yeah.
So everything that is trendy is like, I have to belong. So for the fact that I need to belong, because of that feeling of belongings, I'm going to follow those trends that my friends are also following. I'm going to follow those things that make me look cool, make me look okay, just to belong, so that they don't say, oh, she's cringy, oh, she's the nerd, or he's that and this. So I think beyond social media is also peer pressure together with social media that influences people into that.
Okay, let me cut you a little and then say something. should it be that some people that are doing this, it's not necessarily that they like it, but per se they want to belong, and the money that comes from it. So is it the money that is leading people into the hookup?
Well,
because hookup is not kind of like a trend that people, I think there's something pushing people in there. So should it not be the money that they are getting that should push them into the act of hookup?
I believe for some people is the money. But for some people, it's really beyond the money, you know, because some people, they actually have the money. They have the money.
Oh, okay.
Like their parents are not like in need. They are not in need, but they go doing those things. They don't even do it for the money, you know. Some people just hook up for sexual satisfaction. Some people just hook up because they say, like you said in the beginning, they want to explore. Yeah. So there are also these facts that come into action when we are talking about hookups.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, Sir Pito, can someone who is used to casual hookup build a real trust and lasting love in serious relationship?
Well, I will not say it will be impossible. It's possible, but first of all, the person has to unlearn first. You know, the person has to unlearn, because when you are in that kind of understanding, you have a way to perceive sex which is not the normal way. When I say the normal way, a basic one. For example, sex is not just the first thing in a relationship. We have to bond with the person. We have to have a deep connection, and most of the time, for example, if you come to our society in Africa, it was not allowed for to people to have sex before marriage. Okay. So if you have a person who is used to that kind of life, and that person doesn't understand that, well, I have to first of all deconstruct that mentality, and then reconstruct another mentality or another view, another vision of the thing. It might be very difficult. Let me just give you an example. Imagine your understanding of sex is not bounding. It's not, you feel like sex is just a game. You know, you can do it whatever you want, wherever you want, with anybody you want, and then you want to get married, for instance, and you know in marriage you have to be in a very serious relationship. Then you start a relationship, or you can even go further. You have a fiancé, and then one day you go out for a program, and then you find another girl, and you are like, oh, I need to taste that one. You know, this kind of life,
the ability to stay with one person is difficult.
So it will lack. So I think it's possible, but the person has to work on it.
Okay, now, Ms. Dorian, with regards to what he has said, he said something about unlearning. Now, let's bring it down to, you know, talk is cheap. Talk is actually very cheap. I need us to use it. We are talking about human being. Let's not keep it theoretical as if it's not something that's happening. We are practicalizing, like, let me not say practicalizing, we're not doing that inside the studio. But then we are speaking with specifics. It's about people. He said something about unlearning. We human, it takes us time to learn things, and it actually takes a very long time to unlearn. Yeah. Now, if that's the case, I've also heard that women with so many body counts, they have difficulties staying with one man. I've heard it. So I want to, with regards to what he has said, I want you to combine what I've said now to your own response to my question.
Okay. I'm going to take it from where he says that it is a lifestyle where you are sleeping with many people, and then you get used to it. So that's when the unlearning becomes difficult, actually. Yeah, because I believe that even if it is possible to unlearn any behavior that you learn, when it comes to hookups, and you are, for example, you just say that women with, for example, many body count or plenty body counts, it's difficult for them to stay with one man or to be satisfied maybe by their husband because of their previous experience, and all these things. So it becomes very difficult because I'm hooking up, I'm just sleeping with people casually, we sleep together, we go into the act, we finish, we just leave. But then when it comes to my husband, right? Or when it comes to a man's wife, there is more than that in marriage, there is more than that. There is that connection that you need to build. But if, for example, a man is used, or a woman is used to just going around and sleeping and then without connecting anything, then it's going to create a very serious issue inside the marriage.
He may not be able to stay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they may not be able to stay, or the other partner is going to be dissatisfied, even though sex is happening. Sometimes good sex, like good sex, he knows because he's been doing it for a while. But
Okay.
but still, it's going to be difficult for them to just
Stay with each other.
stay together, because it's beyond the sexual act. There is something that provokes that sexual act.
All right, Mama. Thank you. Now, let's move to the next question. Where do we draw the line between hookup and prostitution? Are they truly different, or just different names?
I don't think they are the same. There is a little difference.
Okay.
When you consider prostitution, it explicitly involves money. Like, the person sells her body, and at the end of the act, the sex act, you have to pay for that. Okay, it's explicitly stated. Even sometimes, I believe people know what they have to pay at the end of that. Okay. So, but for hookups, sometimes people are just interested in exploring. They are just interested in experiencing new things. They want just to a kind of curiosity. Okay, they want to feel something different. So not necessarily they can go to a party and meet a girl, and then try to. They might think that there is a kind of connection or something like that, and they end up in having sex together. Then at the end of the day, maybe they were even drunk, and at the end of the day, everyone leaves. So not necessary. So for me, there is a little difference between prostitution and hookups, because prostitution is about giving money at the end of the act.
Don't you think we setting aside or making it sound tushy, or making it sound like per se there's no difference, would kind of license people, give them that privilege to go into it more? What's your take on it? Do you agree with what he has said?
If I would take from where he stopped, right, I would say that is hookup and prostitution is almost the same thing. Even if I hook up, I don't take money. There's a currency in
You're
play.
trading yourself.
There is a currency in play in both things. Okay, in prostitution, explicitly involving money. That means if, let's say, the man is the customer or the client, and then the lady is the service provider. Okay. Then the man's own expectation is pleasure. The woman's own expectation is the money she's getting out of it. So the currency is not the same for both of them, but there's a currency. Pleasure for the man, money for the woman. When it comes to hookups, for example, we are hooking up. Okay, I don't necessarily need the money. I just want pleasure. I just want to explore. There, the currency is the same, but still there is a currency. So I'll just say it's the same thing, but with different currency in play.
Okay. Can past trauma? I want us to look a little bit into the causes of hookup. So, do you think past trauma, heartbreak, or abuse, from someone, can push people into hookup? And if so, how can they find healing and a way out of it?
Yeah, I would say that indeed past trauma pushes people. You will literally see people maybe after getting raped by a certain person, they start developing that excessive desire to have sex, for example.
Wow.
Yeah.
But sometimes some of them shut down sex.
Yeah, some people shut down sex. Some other people, they actually go wild, And usually it's for women most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually go wild doing it, and most of the time it's also for the teenagers, the adolescent and beyond. Like, the more mature people will shut down, but the other
The
people,
teenagers.
the teenagers, is as if you just open something that they haven't known before, so they just do it. They go about doing it with everyone, anybody, for anything you give them. For them, it's okay. It's becoming a lifestyle. Yeah, it's becoming a lifestyle and a norm. So for such people, well, healing is multidimensional.
Okay.
Healing is multidimensional. So the person has got to heal not just emotionally but also psychologically. The person has got to heal even in their environments, okay? Because most of the time that person was maybe mishandled by somebody they trusted, you know. So that level of trust need to be restored around them. If that level of trust can be restored, then it will also affect the way they see sex, the way they think about it, and it will help them to get out of that behavior of actually vandalizing their body.
What do you think?
Well, I do agree with her because it's something you cannot deal with alone. You have to see someone who is specialist, like a psychologist, to really get some help. And then maybe if you have someone who can raise your awareness on that, because it will be very difficult for you to realize that this is what is really happening to you.
Exactly.
So I think if we notice someone having that kind of challenge, they have to see a psychologist for assistance.
And also to add to what you guys have said, I think the first step to all of this is accepting that there's a problem first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, most of them don't agree that there's a challenge.
Actually,
Yeah,
it's normal. It's difficult for the person in the situation to realize that this is what happened.
Exactly. So the acceptance, first of all, that there's a challenge, maybe a mental challenge, a physical challenge, an emotional challenge that has led me to this kind of lifestyle, then the healing process starts. Until there's that realization that I have a problem, there's no healing.
There's no solution will actually help the person. If the person does not think I have a problem and I'm willing, actually, because the person can think I have a problem, but are they willing to work on it?
Exactly.
If they are not willing to work on it, no help
matter
will
what you do.
actually be able to lift them out of it.
And I also think that it depends on how we treat them, those people around us. If you notice someone has such a challenge, there is a way you really go about with the person.
If you're a man,
but most of the time people are being very rude, and it doesn't really help most of the time.
Some people even take advantage of that.
Okay, yeah, people know this is what I'm doing, so let me just do it.
all right, guys, we've come to the end of today's show. We hope that we've been able to touch the vital part or the depth of this very topic. Like we've all said, acceptance that you have problem is one thing. There is no difference between hookup and you are prostituting because you are adding to your body count. There's nothing you cannot give a semere. You can't play around it or say, okay, I'm a hookup person. In fact, it's an upgraded version of prostitution. Yes. So until you agree that there is not a problem, there isn't solution. Like Miss Dorian said, and like he also said, it's very important for us to treat them right. They are still humans. So until we come your way next week, thank you very much, Mr. Pito, for coming. Thank you, Miss Dorian, for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
I see my your girl, AJ. Stay blessed, stay safe. Plenty love from me to you. Bye-bye.